Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Mental Monday. We are coming to you with a live studio audience, and by live studio audience, I mean Tucker is home sick today. So he may just like wander in the background at some point, or he may totally avoid it. So that's currently, since we just started going live, our only audience member is Tucker. Can you hear me? Oh, just gonna ignore me. That's cool. Anyway, welcome to Mental Monday, the show where we chat every Monday about my brain, your brain, something going on in all of our brains. We can hang out together. Um, this Monday, as you see from the title of this video, it's Mental Monday, grateful and annoyed because what I really want to talk about was gratitude and being grateful. And I've just been feeling very grateful this past week, which is really, really great and full. But this morning I woke up, it's Monday. I was trying so hard to do the whole like adulting thing and make my lunch, get ready for work. And the first step in making the lunch that I always make for work currently is making either rice or quinoa. And I went, put some rice into my Instant Pot that I just bought myself for Christmas, and then went to get water out of the sink, and no water will come out. I looked outside, and apparently the Water Bureau has decided that today is the perfect day to put in an entire new water line outside. So that means I don't know how long we won't have water, but currently cannot take a shower, cannot make rice, cannot. And honestly, so Tucker then, since as I mentioned, Tucker is homesick today. He's been sick. He flew home sick from Denver. He was there for work all last week and he wasn't supposed to come back till yesterday, but he flew home a day early because he was so sick. Um, he's feeling a little better now, aka like not throwing up every few minutes. Was that too much information for your Monday? But he is homesick. Where was I going? I'm so tired. I haven't finished my coffee, by the way. I just started drinking it. Good morning. Happy Monday. But Tucker's homesick, so I went and asked him, or I went to complain to him, like, oh my God, there's no water. They turned the water off today. And if you're just tuning in, it's not because we didn't pay our water bill. They just decided to put in a new water line outside. And Monday morning, that's perfect time. Everyone's trying to start their week on a great note, and you decide to cut off the water. Who needs to shower? Who needs to shower on a Monday? Anyway, so Tucker had the bright idea, or the bright memory that we have some jugs of water because he likes to go camping and he's always very prepared for camping. So we had some big 5 gallon jugs of water in the closet over here. So I used one of those to get enough water to make rice for my lunch. But then another part of my lunch is there's chickpeas. I like make this sauce. There's this food cart if you're in Portland called Whole Bowl that I'm obsessed with, but I'm trying to not buy my lunch every day. So I'm trying to make whole bowls at home for lunch, and they're really great. Plus, then you can put as much sauce or anything as you want on there. And I've been thinking about maybe making a video of like how what I make for lunch every day, making my DIY whole bowl. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. It's really good, even if you don't live in Portland. I think they're opening one in New York. Maybe they just did. So if you're in New York, Grandma, if you're watching this, my eyebrows. This is, you can tell that I just woke up out of my bed a few minutes ago. Anyway, so I got enough water for the rice. The rice is currently in the Instant Pot. Let's see, does it have, it's got a few minutes left. Anyway, if you guys want to come over for rice. But just kidding. It'd be a great lunch date over rice. But yeah, in the sauce that I make, you have to like rinse off the chickpeas and then you have to rinse off the black beans. And the whole rinsing thing with the gallon jugs of water was just the water pressure wasn't there enough and it was just getting really frustrating. And so I decided, you know what, I just won't make my lunch today. I'll make it the rest of the week if I just buy my lunch today. So now I'm leaving Tucker. Oh, right on cue. Instant Pot. I hope it stops beeping. Or we're not gonna do this whole live stream with it beeping. Cool, great, it's done. Someone, Thomas, you commented, how did I get coffee without water? That is a good question because it was not with the 5 gallon jugs. This coffee, is this gross to admit, was left over from yesterday. It was I made a full French press yesterday as we watched the Super Bowl. We had a very exciting Super Bowl party here on the couch. and I made a French press, and normally the French press there would be no coffee left because I would drink some, Tucker would drink some, but since he hasn't been feeling well, he didn't even drink any coffee. Like he was feeling so sick, he didn't even drink coffee. So, therefore there was some left in the French press this morning, and this is my favorite mug, I think, of all time. It says, "Oh, is this inappropriate? Am I gonna get flagged for putting this on the internet?" It's a statue, okay? But it's from Italy. I got it in Italy. It says, "I love spaghetti," and you can see he just gets chunkier and chunkier because of all the spaghetti, which is how my life goes. Anyway, good morning though. Happy Monday. If you missed the very beginning, the reason this is called Grateful and Annoyed, we'll get to all the grateful parts in a moment. But I'm annoyed because I woke up and realized that the Portland Water Bureau, who you're wonderful, thank you for giving us healthy, clean water most of the time. But in today's case, they are putting in a new water line outside, so there is no water. So I have not showered today. Luckily, though, do you ever think, wow, I love when your past self is looking out for your future self without even knowing it. I normally, if it was the beginning of the week, I probably in most Monday mornings would have gotten up this morning and needed to wash my hair and like start over for the week. Luckily, I went to a musical, Dear Evan Hansen, in Portland. It was so good, by the way, with a few of my girlfriends. We missed the end of the Super Bowl to go to that, and I am totally fine with that. We missed the whole second half, but we saw halftime. J-Lo and Shakira are amazing. Made me want to get up and go to the gym this morning, but I didn't. But went to the show, and so I washed my hair and dried my hair last night before going to the show. So luckily, like my hair is clean. That's at least a good way to start the week. But now I can't take a shower. There is a shower at work, so if any of my coworkers are watching, hypothetically, I'm gonna get there early enough to like take a shower before I go on a shoot where we're making fried chicken. And I need your guys' advice here. I'm trying to convince Tucker to go on this shoot with me because he's homesick, but obviously he's sick, so he doesn't want to come with me. But I'm learning how to make fried chicken at Ezel's, which is Oprah's, the Oprah Winfrey's favorite fried chicken of all time, and it's opening in Portland tomorrow, but I get to go learn how to make their fried chicken today. However, as you may or may not know, I do not eat meat. I eat seafood. I'm what they call a pescatarian, except I hate when they call it that because it sounds annoying. I don't know. It's like, oh, pescatarian. Just makes me feel like one of those, like, soy caramel macchiato, no whip, add extra room, foam, whatever. It just seems like a lot. But I am a pescatarian. It's the truth, so I might as well say it. But so I just, and it's not even like I would take a bite of the chicken. A lot of times I take a bite of something when I'm on like shooting a segment for TV. I'll take a bite of something. But the problem is if you're watching at home, you want someone's response. You want a legitimate review of that food item. And if it's Ezel's, if it's Oprah's favorite chicken, you want someone, whoever's in the segment, if you're watching on TV or on YouTube at home, you want them to tell you what they really think and if this is the best fried chicken they've ever had in their life. I could not tell you if it's the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life because I have not eaten fried chicken in many, many, many years, save for like the occasional one tiny bite during a live TV segment because I'm trying to be nice and then I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's good. And yes, I'm sure it tastes great, but to me it just tastes like meat. You know, they're like, everything tastes like chicken. Yes, everything does taste like chicken to me. It just tastes like meat, and that's all it is. So what do you guys think I should do? Like, should I take, if we make fried chicken in the segment, I'm thinking maybe I then go outside of Ezel's and hand it to people and get their reviews of it. So then you don't have to count on my review because, right? Chris is saying, I'm glad you are honest. Thank you for saying that, because it's a weird thing that I kind of struggle with on TV because we feature my show. It's on KGW in Portland, 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. We'll be on tonight, on the local NBC station. Yes, take Tuttle. Okay, so Thomas Golden, you commented take Tuttle. Tuttle is coming with me. So should I just have Tuttle? He is my photographer. Tom Tuttle is actually my photographer. If you see me on my Instagram stories with Tom Tuttle, sometimes people are like, you guys never go anywhere. What are you doing? You're just sitting in a car. No, we're actually going on shoots. Don't tell him I told you that. So maybe I'll just have Tuttle try it. But it's a weird thing because he's a photographer at the station. Sometimes our bosses are like, do you want Tom Tuttle on TV? Yes, we want Tom Tuttle on TV. So I'm gonna okay, hang on. Hang on. You guys all comment that you want Tuttle on TV and I'm gonna screenshot it, okay? I'm gonna take a screenshot. Just yep, nobody comment on anything else. Perfect. Great. Okay, I screenshotted it so I can show it to my bosses. Look, the internet wants Tom Tuttle to taste the fried chicken. I'm gonna show it to Tom Tuttle, okay? And he does love eating everything. Um, and yeah, so thank you. Thank you for that. We'll have Tom Tuttle taste it and maybe, and not Tucker. You didn't vote to take Tucker to taste it. Tucker, I'm sorry. He's not listening, except he probably is. It's very weird. You would think in 2020, being 30 years old and having made YouTube videos for over 10 years, um, that I would be over the whole like being nervous with people around while I record videos. But I'm still nervous. And I don't think I've had anyone ever just around while I'm live streaming, but not in the live stream with me. And eventually we will do a Mental Monday with Tucker. He actually wanted to do it last week when he started his new job, but or 2 weeks ago. But he had to go to work too early and I didn't want to do Mental Monday at like 6 a.m. But oh, back to the whole being honest thing. Yeah, I always want to be honest and I don't really want to try meat for TV segments, but at the same time I feel like that's kind of my job is to give a review and to taste the things and to be there and just try everything. And if I'm doing a segment where I'm making this whole meal, like a few weeks ago, I made a dish called a cassoulet, which is some kind of French dish with like white beans and different kinds of meat. It had a sausage, it had pork belly, it had duck that I rubbed all the spices on the duck and it really was beautiful. It smelled amazing and it tasted good. Like I liked all the beans and I liked the breadcrumbs and stuff that was in there and it was very buttery and rich and it was good. But like the big chunks of meat just tasted like meat. So my producer Christian, who say happy birthday to Christian in the comments because it's her birthday on Saturday, and maybe she's watching right now. I'll see her at work in a little bit. But she always makes fun of me because if I'm tasting meat, she says I'd give the same reaction every single time. I'll be like, wow, oh my gosh, there's a lot of flavors, and it's totally true because, I mean, it is a real reaction because I am trying to taste all the flavors and give an honest reaction and go, wow, there's this, but at the same time, it's like it's all meat to me. It's all meat. Chris, thank you for saying happy birthday. What time is my shoot? My shoot is at noon. Jessica asked. And also should I just do should I do like a day in the life, like what my day is actually like when I go shoot TV segments? We drive around with Tuttle, shoot a segment, probably edit something, come back and do the live show. I've wanted to do that for a long time, but I don't know. I haven't gotten around to it because then the day gets so busy and it's like how do you then film every part of the day when you're already busy every part of the day? But I think if I just did it one day, I'd have to pick, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to Tuttle and figure out what day would be a good day to do it because yeah, definitely talking with Tuttle. Also, my nose is stuffed around. Lane says Tucker is around and moving. Oh, they see you, Tucker. He's been spotted. How are you feeling? Everyone says to feel better.
Not good.
Could you hear that? I told Tucker it was fine if he got up and moved while I was live streaming. He just couldn't swear because I can't bleep him when we're live. And also just like don't be naked. I mean, he sleeps in full clothes, so duh, he says. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, thank you. Happy Mental Monday. If you don't know what this is, I'm trying to do these every Monday, starting this new year, 2020, even though now we're in February. That's crazy. Where we talk about my brain, your brain, something we all want to talk about, feel like talking about. We can just all be real. It's live, so we can't censor ourselves. And just want to be able to talk about mental health or anything we're all feeling. I'm sorry I missed last week, but in true Mental Monday fashion, which I'm trying to remember who said this to me, but someone responded on Twitter or on Instagram somewhere. I was saying last Monday I spent most of my morning before going to work on the phone with Xfinity Wi-Fi, and Canon because I'm trying to figure out how to live stream from my freaking camera. And when I got it in September, it worked perfectly if I had Wi-Fi. And then now that I have Wi-Fi in my house, it's not working, and Xfinity says it's the camera's fault. Canon says it's Xfinity's fault, and I don't really know. Anyway, so I spent 2 hours on the phone with customer service last Monday, with both customer services, and then realized I was out of time. I needed to go to work. Then I was gonna try to do Mental Monday on a Tuesday or something, and I was like, "Would you guys want to see that? I don't know. I'm all stressed out." And someone, you are wonderful, and I love you, whoever you are. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. Responded on, I think on my Instagram story, and said, "This is exactly the point of Mental Monday, is that you can be honest about this and you can say, I was stressed out, I was tired." Oh, because also last Monday, Tucker was flying out at 6 a.m. to Denver for a work trip, the work trip he got sick on. And so I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, take him to the airport, then come back and go to sleep. And so I was just really out of it. I was tired, I was cranky, and not in the best mental place. And then also needed to just keep sleeping since I had to get up for a little bit at 4 in the morning. And I slept and then made my phone calls for customer service and then had to go to work. So, yes, thank you guys for understanding that when it's Mental Monday, if we're just not mentally there, it's okay. But I'm glad we're doing it this time and we're trying to be consistent. What I want to talk about this week, as you saw in the title, is grateful and annoyed. We got through the annoyed part because the water bureau is outside currently, except no one's out there. And the worst part of it, the most annoying part of it, is that I woke up this morning, realized I couldn't flush the toilet, couldn't take the shower, couldn't run water out of the sink, couldn't make coffee, but luckily I already had some from yesterday. Do you guys drink leftover coffee? Like if you have leftover coffee, do you still drink it? Or do you think that's gross? I know people who don't even, like if you have a water cup, Tucker has a water cup sitting out there, and I'm sure when he comes out to watch TV in a little bit on his sick day, he'll drink out of that water glass. But some people wouldn't even do that. Like they wouldn't even drink your leftover water. And they think if you do, that's gross. What? But I didn't even heat up the coffee. I decided iced coffee is what I wanted, and so it's great. How's that for a close-up when I reach for my coffee? But yeah, then the most annoying part about the water being turned off is that I looked outside and there's just a giant hole in the ground, but no one out there doing anything about it. Like, so you guys are just gonna leave us with no water and you're just gonna like run away? Yeah, Chris didn't think of the toilet, right? And one of us may or may not have tested it to see if it would flush, and it doesn't. So that's fun. And like I said, Tucker is home sick all day, so if you have to go to the bathroom, I don't know. He's just gonna like escape. If you see a man with long hair wandering around Portland looking for a bathroom, please let him into your house. His name is Tucker, and he just has to be. Back to the grateful part though, what I really wanted to make this video about, and then I started rambling. But the point of these is that we can talk about whatever. If you guys have things you want to talk about, Lane says iced coffee on a snow day. Yeah, yes, but I haven't gone outside yet, so it's not a snow day for me yet. It's sunny outside my window right now. But is it? I did hear it was supposed to like maybe snow in Portland. So what should I be prepared for when I go out to make fried chicken? Should I be prepared to like go live from a tunnel in a foot of snow for an hour? We'll see. But the whole grateful thing, this past week, and I don't know if it's because if you guys have been following, I've been trying to set monthly challenges for myself instead of at the beginning of the new year trying to do everything that I want for myself all at once. I've been trying to do them in baby steps, but also fully commit to them for a month. So in December, which became a video in January, I tried meditating every single day. And in January, I tried getting 8 hours of sleep for the whole month, which I did a pretty good job of. I've only missed like one day a week. That video will be coming out in a couple weeks to review all of that. The bags under my eyes are still there, so that part of the experiment was a failure. Sorry, my nose is stuffed up. Tucker, please don't get me sick. But now this month, my challenge is to start a bullet journal, a planner, which, here's the secret, it's February 3rd. It's empty. I fully intended to do this yesterday while watching the Super Bowl, or just at some point this weekend. but I didn't. I did go buy pens, lots of markers, but I didn't actually get to planning, but that's this month's challenge. But so a lot of these challenges are somewhat related to mental health or mindfulness. Chris says I want to recommend a book to you called Compassion by Kristen Neff. Hang on, wait, okay, now let me screenshot that. Stand by. Thank you. I will write that down. One of the pages I'm gonna make in my bullet journal is things people recommend to check out, like books, things to listen to, things to watch, things to read. So thank you. I will check that out. I appreciate that. This is wonderful. And I'm grateful for you, Chris. What was I saying? Anyways, all these challenges are supposed to help my brain and my body feel better. So I'm trying not to do challenges that are just like, I don't know, fad diets or crazy things that aren't actually helpful for me. I actually want to do things that might be helpful for me, might be helpful for you, that we could legitimately test out for a month, and see if it works. And hypothetically, they'll add on to each other. Like, I haven't meditated in a few days, but I have gotten 8 hours of sleep most of the weekend, and that is great. But so I think the sleep and the meditation have combined to so far put me in a better mental space. Like if you saw my meditation video, there was one day, a couple days that month, but one day that I really vlogged it and caught it on camera where I just was really sad. My anxiety and depression were there in full force. And that's okay. That's just what happens. And sometimes you can't anticipate it or figure out when it's gonna come, and that's okay. You get through it. But I don't think I had a full one of those days in January during my 8 hours of sleep challenge, which is really great. There were days where I was cranky, and actually those were kind of the days where I didn't get enough sleep. But no fully just wake up, I'm really sad day, which is great. But so combined, the meditating and the sleeping perhaps has led to how I've been feeling in the past week or so. It's just very grateful for a lot of things. And that's a thing that my parents have been teaching me since I was a kid. I remember a few years ago, my mom got our whole family gratitude journals where you're supposed to wake up and write something you're grateful for every day. And I was really bad at doing it, even though I knew it was going to be a good thing for me and for everybody. But when we were kids, we would have like family meetings and we would go around the table and you had to say what you're grateful for. I was telling this to someone a while ago and they were like, were you in a cult? No. It was just a nice thing. We would like go over our schedules for the week. It was kind of like we were like bullet journaling together as a family. And then we'd say what we're grateful for. It was lovely and wholesome. But it hasn't been something I've incorporated as an adult, like really checking in and thinking about what I'm grateful for, which I should do. And I want to do more of that. But so I want to know, leave a comment if you guys have some kind of like gratefulness practice. If you wake up and write what you're grateful for. I've been trying to think if that should be something I do in my bullet journal, like every day write something I'm grateful for, or maybe that will be a challenge for a different month, is like a gratitude challenge in March or something. I say what I'm grateful for every day or something, which would be nice. And if you guys, Glenn says, oh man, I'm late. What did I miss? Sorry, I missed the beginning. I'll sum it up really quickly. The annoyed part of the title, Grateful and Annoyed, is that I woke up and discovered my water has been turned off, not because we forgot to pay the bill, but because they're putting in a new water line outside, so I can't take a shower or anything. Luckily, I had leftover coffee, so I'll pause, take a sip of that. But then we're talking about being grateful. So happy Mental Monday, Glenn, and everyone else tuning in. But Chris says, same here. Thanks for the reminder to write down what I'm grateful for. Yay! Lane says, I always think what I'm thankful for when I get in my car before I start driving my Lyft. That's so wonderful. Oh, Smitty says her water broke. No. But that is a good one. Thank you for chiming in with that. But so in the past week, it's been a week basically since I put out my meditation video, and if you haven't watched that, it's a half an hour long. I think it's the longest edited video I've ever put out, because like this live stream will end up being a half an hour by the time we're done, but I don't usually like edit 30-minute videos, and I was nervous when I put it out that no one would want to watch 30 minutes of it, and I haven't actually gone back and looked at the analytics as far as watch time goes to see if people are clicking out after 5 minutes or if they're staying for the whole thing. But at the end of the day, that video is for me and it's how I want it to be, and it's a half an hour of me and my brain and talking, and it's what I want to say. And so it's okay if you guys don't all want to watch it. Um, but a lot of times I look at the views on my videos and I see, oh, there's only like 200, maybe 100, maybe 300 on a good day views. And oh, that's not a lot compared to how many subscribers or how many people are watching other people's videos. And I don't feel grateful for that. And that's stupid because in the past week, multiple people in the real, actual world, like I know you guys are real, but I only talk to you through the internet for the most part. Except for every once in a while. Like Lane, I remember when you drove by me by KGW one day. Thank you for saying hi. That sounded creepy. You were driving Lyft, obviously, like you just said. Saw you just like drove by. So thank you for saying hi. It's wonderful when I get to meet you in people in person. So thank you. But multiple times in this past week, people in real life have come up to me and said that they love my meditation video, or that they love Mental Mondays. Um, I was leaving the Oregon Convention Center on Friday night. We did my Tonight with Cassidy TV show at the Seafood and Wine Festival at the convention center, and my producer Christian and I were leaving. It was like almost midnight. We stayed there really late, and then, which I'm allergic to wine, so I was 100% sober, and it was very entertaining people watching, being there till almost midnight. But we're leaving the convention center. Wait, Thomas, that was you? That just blew my mind. Was it for real? Because, okay, so then this was Thomas. You made my night. It was wonderful. So we're leaving the convention center, and this lovely man was, I believe, about to vacuum the floor or the carpet in the convention center. And Christian and I walked by him, or you, Thomas, if that is you. I'm so excited. And he said, oh, you haven't been here in a while. I was like, oh, we just did my whole show here, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, oh, I haven't gotten to watch your show in for a little bit because I worked the graveyard shift. Like I said, he was about to vacuum the convention center at midnight or almost midnight. And then he was like, as we walked away, he said, I love your Mental Mondays. And that like made my heart melt. Yes. Oh my gosh, it was you, Thomas. I like almost gonna cry. It was so sweet to hear, like, because I don't know, to me, I'm just sitting here talking to you guys about really random things going on in my brain or in your brains or your lives or whatever. And especially with these, like I'm putting myself out there, but I'm not spending a bunch of hours editing. And so I don't know what you guys are going to think. Like right now it says 11 people are watching in the live stream. It has 1 like, which yes, I'm admitting all this while we're live. But like you 11 people, this is not news to you. Obviously, you know you're real. But these 11 people, like you guys are real. You guys are real 11 people, and it doesn't matter if there's one person watching right now. It doesn't matter if there's 1,000 or 1,000,000 people watching right now or who watches this tomorrow. Every single person that watches this is a real person, hopefully tuning in because you got a real brain and you want to talk about it. And Thomas, I just want to say thank you. And that made my whole weekend, just hearing someone say that you love Mental Monday and that, I don't know, it made it feel worth it, and I appreciate that. And then a few nights before that, I emceed and did my show live from at Rogue Brewery in Southeast Portland, to for an art auction for Australia, and multiple people came up and said like, oh, I came because I just saw this on live TV. And I love that. Like obviously I love when people watch on TV. Like that is my job. I want you guys to watch on TV. But at the same time, like that has become, it is my job. So then when I hear people say something, like someone came up at that art auction and said, I really love your Mental Mondays and I really love your meditation video. And she started talking to me about how she said she works with, what did she say? She said she worked at some kind of like youth center or adult center or something. And one of the people she works with is, I think she said she works with mentally disabled youth or adults. And she said one of the people she works with, she tries to meditate with every day. And they've been doing that for a while. And so I had this chat with her about meditating and about mental health. And it was like, wait, are my friend because you have watched Mental Monday and you know what my brain is like, and now I can talk to you in person. And it genuinely felt like we were friends. And I know as someone that watches a lot of YouTube videos, I watch people's videos. Like, I've been watching a lot of Nikki Limo lately, and she's been talking about meditating and talking about mental health. And I feel like if I saw Nikki Limo in person, I would feel like we're friends, even though I've met her one time for like 2 seconds at VidCon. Um, but uh, I would feel like we're friends just because I watch her videos and she talks about mental health. But it was really cool for me to have someone come up to me and probably feel that way with me. Like, oh, I feel like we're friends, but this is weird because I just watch your videos. But I felt the same way, okay? I felt like we were friends too because you watch my videos and we hang out. And just hearing, like I said, putting a half an hour video about my brain and about meditating and crying on camera in that video, if you haven't seen it yet, um, was a lot. And hearing someone come up to me in person and say that they watched it and appreciated it, and that just meant a lot. And you guys are just like making my heart melt, and I really appreciate it. Chris says, "This is awesome. You're already sharing what you're grateful for." Sensible Psychotic says, "Thank you for doing this. You are so awesome, amazing." That's a good word. I like that. Lane says, "I set my alarm on Monday to make sure I watch Mental Mondays." Thank you. Glenn says, "In the morning, I'm grateful for just being here and knowing how precious life is. Your videos on Mondays helps to talk about things. I'd be grateful to come to Portland and meet you, though, LOL." Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. You're wonderful. I would love to have a meetup. Lane says, "Coffee with Cassidy needs to happen soon." Like a, remember when I used to just sit and drink coffee and go crazy, for lack of a better word, on camera? That was fun. Now I actually drink coffee. Isn't that weird? If you guys have been here for a while, that's weird. But maybe we should do a meetup. Should we? Yeah, we could do it at a coffee shop. So many thoughts. Where should we do it? I would love to. Because you guys are all nice. Anyway, I've just been feeling very, very grateful. And the other day, if you guys follow me on Instagram, which is Cassidy Quinn TV, then I was, you know, when you go through Instagram stories and it just automatically goes to the next person. And sometimes you get in a zone where you're like, oh gosh, like what am I watching? I don't need to see this. And sometimes Instagram or any social media can just kind of put a little bit of a negative feeling on you. And sometimes I get in a mode where I'm like, ah, this is, look at all these like beautiful people with their perfect lives. And that's the problem with social media, is that that's all we see of people sometimes. But it's obviously not what I try to put out there. And hopefully that's not how you feel about what I put out there. But sorry, meanwhile, my nose is running. Um, but uh, other times, like so the other night, I was sitting here on my couch and I even said something on my Instagram story. I was like, I need to talk about this right now because I just feel grateful and happy because I just kept going through people's stories and it was all amazing, positive, supportive people that I wanted to support and that I feel like would support me. And I just kept clicking through and it was wonderful. And just like my brain was buzzing with happiness and love because I just was so grateful that I was like, wow, I have done a good job of curating the people that I want to see and following the people I want to see and that will bring me positive feelings, and unfollowing, getting out of my feed the people that don't give me those positive feelings, because that's a thing. Um, and I just felt really happy seeing all these people in my feed. And then that was the coolest thing about that art auction for Australia at Rogue Brewery. It was hosted by Rogue Brewery, so thank you to Rogue, and thank you especially to Mr. Mike Bennett, which if you've not followed him on, if you guys are on TikTok, I'm not yet, but should I join TikTok? I've been kind of wanting to do that as a video too. Like, I joined TikTok for a week or a month. Should that be a monthly challenge? I don't know if I could handle that. Or if like that wouldn't, the point of the monthly challenges, as I mentioned a little bit ago, are like that they're good for my brain and body and beneficial for all of us. So maybe TikTok is not that. But Mike Bennett Art, he raised over $10,000 at this auction for Australia, for Wildlife Victoria, to help all the animals in the wildfires in Australia, in the bushfires, because he got over 30 local artists to donate over 80 pieces of original art inspired by Australia for this auction and raise over $10,000. And uh and Rogue also donated some of the beer sales, so thank you to everybody that came and supported. But but being there and seeing all these artists and getting to meet these people that I follow on Instagram as really creative people. Meet them in person. This one woman, her name is Vanya Vananina. You should follow her. Vanya Vananina, like Vania Vanina. How many N's? Anyway, it's how it's spelled, how it sounds. But she like told this story. She stood at the campfire at the art auction outside of Rogue in Southeast Portland. She stood up on a bench with a campfire, and we all, or around the fire pit, and we all sat there while she told us the story about when she moved to Australia and what she learned about her mental health and about being independent and going off on her own and being afraid of snakes, which was really just a little mouse. And it was wonderful. And just getting to talk to her and see these creative people like out in the wild. And I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it just made me feel so much love and happiness for all these people that are out there making cool things. Um, yeah, it was just great. It was really cool to see all those people coming together for a great cause. Okay, looking at comments. Chris says, right? Isn't that weird when I watched vloggers or something because we watch your videos and we know your voice, but you never heard ours, but we feel like friends. So true. So I hope we can be online friends. Yeah, if you ever see me out in the world, sometimes like you might come up to me and be like, oh my God, it's so and so, and you say your name, and I might just be like, oh yeah, I remember you leave comments on Mental Mondays. Thanks for hanging out. Or I also might not remember because my memory sucks sometimes and I might not remember your name, but just tell me and fill me in and that would be great. Um, Chris says, yes, social media can be so dangerous because we can compare and we can get upset with not getting enough likes or comments or people stop following you. Layton says, I lost a friend of over 10 years on Friday. I'm really sorry. You're really helping me get over that loss. I hope I can. I know it's hard to just think like, oh, here's something I'm grateful for because I just lost someone. Um, so I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for your loss, and I hope that you can, I don't know, take a day off of work maybe and relax, drink some coffee, do something lovely, and think about what you're grateful for, even though that's really hard when you're feeling like total crap and like life sucks. And that's okay. It's also okay to have those days where everything is horrible in your brain and your body. Um, Obviously, sometimes I have those days with my depression and anxiety where I'm just like, the world is horrible, everything is bad, and it's okay as long as you know you'll get back to the place where you remember that everything isn't bad. Eventually, that's okay, and you just gotta learn things like what does your brain need to remind you that everything isn't bad. Um, Oh, Chris, see, look, and then you guys are helping each other in the comments. Chris says, sorry you're going through that. Lane says, I'm trying. I'm still in bed watching this. I just don't want to get out of this warm place. Stay in that warm place. And Lane, you went to work. You got home at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're amazing. I don't know how you did that. Um, I am very happy that in 2020, the world and workplaces are starting to accept that mental health days are a real thing, whether it's that you're sad about losing a friend or you're just sad in your brain or what. But that people are totally accepting, or even sick days. Like Tucker had to text his boss this morning and tell him he had to be sick or that he is sick and needed to stay home. And his boss was like, cool, take care of yourself, dude. I don't know if he said dude. Take care of yourself, rest, and we'll see you when you can. That's how it should be because you don't want people to get everyone else sick at work. And hopefully the fact that my nose is stuffed up does not mean that I'm gonna get people sick at work. Producer Christian told me she didn't want to sit next to me at work. But I have like a little birthday present for her, so maybe she'll sit next to me and hopefully I don't get her sick. Sensible Psychotic says, your vids streams are awesome-tastic. Thanks for being a light, Cassidy. You are important. 4:20 a.m. Book Company says, hello from Sherwood. Hi. Oh my gosh. And oh, you guys are all being so wonderful to each other in the comments. See, this is lovely. You always hear like the internet community can be a wonderful place, and I just want to say that I do love the internet and I love all of you. And sometimes the internet community is not a great place, but we can find our own little corner of it and all be friends and have happy thoughts and help ourselves through the unhappy thoughts. And that's great, right? Right. I guess I should get going because it's been about 40 minutes. Yes, I love our corner too. It says 4:20 a.m. Book Company. And this is our lovely corner with my plants. Oh, should we do like a little plant update? Just because we've got them here. Um, this is my little baby monstera, and I don't know if you guys can look back in other videos and see how much of a baby this was, but like, guys, it just sprouted out 3 new leaves in the past week, and it's so happy in its spot. Normally it sits in the kitchen. It doesn't sit right here because it wouldn't get a lot of light. Like, look at these new baby leaves, and I'm really excited about it. And then this is my other new one that I was really proud of. The leaves matched the planter, and when I bought it, I was with Tom Tuttle. We went to a grocery store called New Seasons for lunch. Um, yeah. And I asked Tom Tuttle, I had brought my lunch that day, but Tom Tuttle needed to buy lunch, but I was like, I'll go in there with you. And and I knew I needed a planter for this plant. And I saw that one. I was like, oh my gosh, it matches perfectly. And Tom Tuttle was like, you're gonna buy a pink planter? Is Tucker's not gonna like that? I was like, I have faith that he is wonderful and he will think it's fine. And he thinks it's fine. Is it a little pink? Yes, totally. But it's great. Lane says they have great roasted potatoes. Really, at New Seasons? Ah! Chris says, if you start crying, Cassidy, you're going to make me get teary-eyed. Hugs to you and Tucker. Hope he gets better. Oh, it's 11:11. Everybody make a wish. And then knock on wood, or whatever you do at 11:11. 11:11 is a great note to end on. Thank you guys so much for watching Mental Monday. I've got to go get to work, where I can take a shower. And where I'm going to make fried chicken. So if you want to see me make fried chicken, keep watching Tonight with Cassidy at 7 p.m. on KGW, Channel 8 in Portland, or you can live stream it there's a mobile app. This means app, apparently. What is app in sign language? Like a mobile app in sign language. Maybe I'll look that up. That would be cool. Thank you guys for being wonderful. I'm grateful for you. Not annoyed by you. Let's yeah, I still don't think they're doing anything outside with the whole water situation. So I'm gonna get to work where there's a functioning bathroom. And then I'll let Tucker come out of the bedroom. For the record, I did tell him he could come out. He's homesick, if you missed the beginning of this. I told him he could come hang out, but he feels like crap. So what? You don't want to be on camera live when you feel like crap. But thank you guys. This is wonderful. And I might have an edited video in a few days consisting of making little dinosaurs with my tiny cousins. Because you know what? In 2020, I just want to make videos of things that make me happy, and hopefully that will make you happy watching them. And sometimes you just gotta like build dinosaurs with toddlers, and it's chaos. So maybe you'll see that in a few days if I get around to editing it. And if not, I'll see you next Mental Monday. Bye!